Hey, 8th graders, we are moving on to lessons 8 and 9. So 8, linear equations in disguise, and 9, an application of linear equations. So we're actually going to try something a little bit different. So we're going to just kind of overview the lesson, and then I'm going to go to a whiteboard app to work through the problems. So lesson 8, if A over B equals C over D, then A times D equals B times C. So we can kind of see that in that first example, x over 5 equals 6 over 12. So remember, you always want to solve for x if possible. Yesterday you learned that sometimes there is no solution. So let's go over to that whiteboard. So here's what's going to happen. So again, just a reminder, if A over B equals C over D, then A times D equals B times C. So here we have x over 5 equals 6 over 12. I'm just going to double check in my notes here so that I make sure I do it right. So we are first going to multiply by 5 on each side and by 12 on each side. So we're going to 12x equals 6 times 5, which we know is going to be 12x equals 30. So on our next step, divide by 12, divide by 12. Then we're going to get x equals 30 over 12, or simplified, they both divide by 6, so we get 5 over 2 equals x. Okay, so that's our first one. Next, here we have x minus 1 over 2 equals x plus 1 over 3 over 4. So again, we're going to do that 4 and 2 thing first. So basically we're just kind of swapping, but multiplying instead of dividing. Okay, so we rewrite, we have 4 times x minus 1 equals 2 times x plus 1/3. So let's distribute. 4x minus 4 equals 2x plus, now maybe this is difficult for you, so just think of this as 2 over 1 times 1 over 3, so 2/3. Okay, so we're going to subtract 2x. So we get 2x minus 4 equals 2/3. We're going to add 4, 4. So we get, sorry, this is a little messy. We have 4. Oops. Let's fix that. Just want to use the eraser tool. So we get 2x equals 4 and 2/3. Now we're going to actually put this in an improper fraction right away to make it easier. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 2 is 14. So we have 2x equals 14/3. We're going to divide by 2. Divide by 2. I'm going to go up here. I know it's a little messy. So 14 over 3 times the reciprocal is going to be times 1/2. So x equals 14/6. We can simplify by 2 and we get 7/3. So x equals 7/3. If you get confused, just always remember that I circled the answer. Okay? What about the next one? This is going to be the last one here before we go back to lesson 9. So again, we're going to flip-flop those. Times 3 times 7. So 3 and 1/5 minus x equals 7. 2x plus 9. Let's distribute. So 3/5 minus x equals 14x plus 63. We're going to add x, because I personally like to have it that way. So then 3/5 equals 15x plus 63. We're going to subtract 63. So we have negative 60. Two and 2/5. Let me just double check that in my sheet here. Before I tell you incorrectly. One second. So they had it as 315/5. So let's just write that instead. Oh, almost. Okay, so they have 3/5 minus 315 negative fifths. So we're gonna have negative 3/12 equals 15x. We need to divide by 15, so we're going to take this times 1 over 15. 15 times 5 is going to be 75. So we have on the bottom, and then times that is going to be negative 312 over 75. Alright, I actually really apologize because we forgot a step. So, I'm going to do a bit of erasing here quick. My apologies. I incorrectly distributed. Alright, let's try that again. So, we're going to have 3/5 minus 3x equals 14x plus 60. Okay, so let's try this again. We're going to add 3x. So we get 3/5 equals 17x plus 63. We're going to subtract the 63. And we're going to just right away put it into that improper fraction. So we have negative 312 over 5. 17x divided by 17, which is going to be the reciprocal, so times 1 over 17. 17 times 5 is actually 85, but we still have the same on top, so our answer is going to be negative 312/85. Again, I apologize for that. All right, let's go back here, check in with our next part of our lesson. So lesson 9, we're going to answer 2 questions here. Marvin paid an entrance fee of $5 plus an additional $1.25 per game at a local arcade. Altogether, he spent $26.25. Write and solve an equation to determine how many games Marvin played. Second one is the sum of 4 consecutive integers is negative 26. What are the integers? So basically with lesson 9, we're looking at real life applications. So let's go back to our whiteboard here. So we have Marvin's, we already wrote out the equation, so he paid $5 entrance fee plus $1.25 per game, and that all came to $26.25. So first we're going to subtract 5 from both sides. We get 125x equals 2125. We're going to divide by 1.25. And quickly flip over there to make sure again that we get it right. So 21.25 divided by 1.25 is going to be 17. So we played 17 games. Okay? And our last one. So remember when we do consecutive integers, it's always just x plus 1. So we had 4 consecutive integers. So x plus 1 plus x plus 2 plus x plus 3. Okay? So first we're going to combine the x's. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. X plus 1 plus 2 is 3 plus 3 is 6 equals negative 26. So we're going to subtract 6 from both sides. 4x equals a negative 32. Divide by 4. Divide by 4. X equals negative 8. Now, it did ask us, what are the integers? So if x is negative 8, we have negative 8, plus 1 is negative 7, plus 2 is negative 6, plus 3 is negative 5. Now we can add all those together. We get negative 11, plus negative 7 is then negative 18, plus 8 is going to be that negative 26. So x equals negative 8. Our 4 integers are negative 8, negative 7, negative 6, negative 5. Okay? So hopefully that maybe was a little more helpful for you. Your assignment is to complete the Edmodo questions for lessons 8 and 9. Please let me know if you have any questions, and have a great day.